Hey, what's up? I'm back. I don't know how long I'm gonna record for this session, because I had a bit of a sore throat, but I took a cough drop, and it's kind of soothed it quite a lot right now. So and I have been craving playing a bit of this, so I'm gonna basically go as long as I can, and then I'll pause it, and we'll come back. Like, no matter what, this video should be a similar length to the other videos, regardless, because I'll just combine it with other sessions. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we go. Oh, hang on. I want to just do something real quick. Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to try something for a little bit. And that thing that I'm going to try is I have turned voices back on, but quietly. And so here's the thing. I'll explain this as best I can. In the first episode, I turned all voices off. Some people didn't like that I turned voices off and said it's a big part of the game, you shouldn't be turning voices off. And I gave my reasoning, which I think I still stick by, which is like, when I'm going through these visual novels, I really need to take in the information, and if I like get distracted and I don't take in the information properly, and if I'm just like clicking through the dialogue, then I will lose focus, and then I'll lose interest, and then I'll stop playing the game. And I want to actually take in this game properly. And the dialogue to me is the most important part of the game. If I am playing it and I'm reading aloud most of the stuff that's happening, but then when the dialogue comes, I'm just listening to the Japanese voice actors doing it and then just reading it, it's a little different than in anime where there's like more visual stimulation and stuff. Like with a visual novel, this is kind of all I've got. And so I kind of need to read it aloud since I'm reading everything else aloud. But with the voices on, I would either have to talk over the voices, which is really hard when they're going over one another, or I'd have to wait till they're finished, which is not really feasible if I'm trying to finish this game in under 40 hours. Because basically it'll at least double the time of the playthrough, at least. Like, just mathematically, that has to be the case, because you have to wait for the Japanese voice actor to say the entire thing, and then I have to say it as well in English. So it doubles the game time at least, which this is already, quite a long game and a lot of reading and stuff. So that's not really viable. Anyway, for now, I've temporarily, and I'm saying temporarily, but it might be permanently, turned the voices back on quietly, somewhat quietly, in the background, and I will be doing the talking over it thing. Now, the thing is, the reason I changed my tune on this, and it's still, I was like practicing it before to see if I could do it. It does make it more difficult to read. So it is definitely more difficult, but then, I do still get to hear the performances. As I'm saying the line, I hear how the Japanese voice actor's delivering it. So, there are pros and cons to this way of doing things, which is why I want to try it for a bit and see how I feel. But the advantages are I get to hear the Japanese voice actor still, and the disadvantage is that it's a bit harder to read, and I'm still talking over the Japanese voice actor. It's also probable that like I will finish a line before the Japanese voice actor does, and I'll be moving to the next line, and maybe their line will be cut short, and I apologize if that does end up happening, but we're still trying to keep a steady pace in this game. Now the reason I changed my tune is because the other day I was playing a visual novel, like an indie visual novel, with my friend who she recently moved to my city, and we've been friends for many years, but and she'd been planning to move here for a few years now, and we always said if she moves to the city, we'll play this certain visual novel together, and it's just like a small indie visual novel, right? And so I went to her house the other day, and we finally like sat down and played it, and we're playing it on the TV with a controller, and we're going through it line by line, and it had Japanese voice acting. But we had it pretty turned down, but we could still hear it, and I was just talking over it, and I should probably just in case, I'm gonna open up the my game might crash because I just realized sometimes when I have Fate paused, the game crashes. Anyway, I was talking over it. I was doing voices over it, over the Japanese voice acting, but we could still hear it. And I sort of got some practice talking over those voice lines. So because I got a bit more practice, I think I have a better chance to actually do this. Whereas before I just wasn't. It was really, really difficult to do it. But yeah, so we're gonna try it out for a bit. No promises I'll keep it like this, and also I will still be talking over the voice acting, but I am still listening to it at the same time, you know? It's kind of the best I can do. Even though I'm pretty sure all the people who complained about the Japanese voice acting being turned off are probably not watching this anymore anyway, but that's fine. Saber and I head out together, leaving Tosaka at home. It's 7:30 in the morning. The hilly road is extremely quiet. The road is usually packed with students going to school, but there aren't that many people around today. I heard the school will be closed for a while. There may not have been any deaths, but a majority of students are still bedbound. Their symptoms are like severe malnutrition, so it should be a few days before they're up and around. But those are the lucky ones. There are still some whose injuries will last a lifetime. I hear Taiga was among those sent to the hospital. Do you need to go visit her, Shiro? Yeah, I heard Fujine's just fatigued. I was told not to worry about her and to just study at home. Before we left, I phoned the Fujimura house and asked how Fujine was doing. I want to go visit, but I need to hold off for now. So you are going to concentrate on investigating? That is fine, but do you have any leads? I can sense the presence of servants, but only when they are nearby. Unless you have a lead of some kind, it will be difficult to locate them. Yeah, it'd be hard if Shinji was just sitting around doing nothing. But I know him, and I don't see him just keeping quiet after what happened yesterday. Shinji's not the type to just sit back and take a beating. So you believe Raider's master plans to create another bounded field? No doubt about it. He's like me, he can't provide his servant with magical energy. If Shinji wants to get revenge on me, he'll need a lot of magical energy. Which means it might not be so hard to find him. So rather than looking for Raider's master, we are going to look for a bounded field. Yeah, we may not be able to detect the master, but we should be able to detect a bounded field of that scale, and we'll be able to pinpoint the site too. We just need to find a big building that draws a large crowd. That is a surprise. That is brilliant, Shiro. I do have a brain, you know. If I wasn't confident about finding them, I wouldn't be saying this. Yeah, I'm confident. The bounded field is one thing, but there's a point to us walking around like this too. Shinji probably can't leave me alone any more than I can leave him alone. I head to Shinji's house just in case. I have Saber check for Raider's presence. She finds nothing. Well, Shinji's not the sort to just roll over and hide in his house after what's happened. Let's go. If Shinji's going to create a bounded field, it wouldn't be here, it'll be in Shinto. Let's check all the office buildings there. I call Saber over and turn to leave the Mato house. Shiro, this is Sakura's house, is it not? Since you are here, do you not at least intend to say hello? I believe we have time enough for that. Sure. I'm worried about Sakura. According to Tosaka, Sakura was just weakened, and luckily wasn't injured beyond that. If it were up to me, I'd like to see her and take care of her the way she's always taken care of me. But I won't do it. As long as the war is going, I shouldn't see her. I don't want to get her involved in all this. Besides, I can't possibly face Sakura when I'm about to head out to fight her brother. Should the worst happen, and I actually kill Shinji, I'll never be able to face her again. I shouldn't leave any loose ends like that. It's best for me, and I'm sure it's best for Sakura too. We check every building we find. Of course, we start with the big ones, but so far nothing. I don't think we've seen this background before. I wipe the sweat from my brow and force my leaden limbs to keep moving. I try to calm my labored breath by just taking a moment to rest. Oh? Shiro, is something the matter? Shiro, this way. Hold it, this is the park. There's still buildings we haven't looked. Please let that matter wait a moment. This is more important. Something must have caught her attention. Saber's tone is stern, and she pulls me toward the park. Hey, Saber! What's going on? Why are we here? There's nothing here, even you know that. Please, just sit on this bench. I will hear what you have to say once you have done so. Saber's intense about this, so I reluctantly sit down, and then... For a moment, I almost feel faint. I hold my head with one hand. My forehead is damp with sweat, and my breathing is labored even though I'm sitting down. Hey, wait a minute. Why would I be sweating like this in the dead of winter? This is weird. I don't know why I'm so exhausted. As soon as I say that, I realize what's going on. I'm not exhausted. My wounds haven't completely healed, so they're tingling. Oh, that's the tingling wounds for you. This is unreal. No matter how much I try, I can't get my breathing under control. My body feels heavy, and my legs refuse to take my weight. I see you have finally realized your condition, Shiro. Saber is mad. I don't blame her. I was the one who suggested searching for Shinji, but here I am sitting on a bench. Sorry. I'll get up soon, just give me a moment. That is not what I am trying to point out. Nothing seems to get through to you. Huh? I can see that Saber's mad. What I don't understand is why. Hey, Saber, you need to be clearer with me or else I won't know what you're trying to get at. If you do not know, there is no point telling you. Please, just sit here, Shiro. If you will not rest on your own, then I shall join you. Okay, sure. Saber sits right next to me. The bench is not that big. Saber's sitting close enough to me that our shoulders might touch if one of us leans over even a little. Sounds nice. Hey, wait, Saber. We don't have time to rest. We didn't come here to play around. We are indeed not simply here to loiter. Even in battle, you must rest. If you have a grievance, I suggest you air it after you've caught your breath. Well, you'd tell me to catch my breath, but... Sure, I'm totally worn out and I can barely breathe, but having her so close makes my heart go absolutely crazy and... Shiro, are you listening to me? You have been pushing yourself this whole time. What you must do now is try to loosen up and calm down. You cannot rest properly if you continue on distracted as you are. Yeah, but if she wants me to be calm, it'd really help if she kept her distance. I don't know how Saber feels, but I can't help but see her as a girl around my own age. Well, she may actually be younger, but she's still a girl. And plus, she's beyond beautiful. No guy could stay this calm this close to her, and I'm certainly no exception. Shiro, is it my imagination, or are you even paler than before? No, I'm not flustered or anything. If you say so, but perhaps you should lie down. Is there a place to lie down around here? Is there going to be a lap pillow scene? Is that what this is? Saber looks around. Oh, what are the odds of there just being some random dude lying across a nearby bench using his girlfriend's lap as a pillow in a park that's usually deserted? And Saber glances at the pair of lovebirds. She's obviously thinking. Shiro, if you do not feel well, then you should lie... I'm fine. I just need to sit for a minute and I'll get better. Don't worry about me. Nope. No worrying about me. Just leave me alone. I want them to do this because I want to see if there's a CG of it. I turn away from Saber and close my eyes. Anything to keep our eyes from locking. No, I need a CG of him lying on her lap. Think calming thoughts, Shiro. Now I just have to keep taking deep breaths and try not to think about Saber being right next to me. It took a night for the fire to die down. The searing, roaring red wall eventually disappeared. All that remained was a charred field, strewn with smouldering blackened lumber. I remember that, while I lay there on the ground, the sound of it reminded me of sparklers. The sky was getting cloudy. It should rain soon. That'll help put out the fires. I could hardly even breathe as I lay there, staring dazedly at the sky. Charred remains hemmed me from all sides. Burns cover almost my entire body, and there's an especially painful sensation around my chest. My chest is gouged out. Jesus, I could probably touch my own insides. Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I didn't collapse because I got tired. It's not that my numb body was trying to do me a favor by letting me rest. I collapsed because I was much too hurt to keep moving at all. That's why I ended up just accepting it. Calmly, no panic. I knew I wasn't gonna make it. Everyone else was already dead anyway, so I wasn't scared. Staring up at the cloudy sky, I felt myself just sort of fading away. Yet, in the haze of fading consciousness, I decided that as long as I was alive, I'd try calling for help, right to the end. Wait, something's off. I shouldn't be remembering this pain in my chest. I jerked myself upright and tugged my shirt open to check myself over. Yeah, I figured as much. There's no wound. There's no scar on my chest. The respiratory distress that burn caused almost did kill me, but I didn't take some massive chest wound. If something like that had happened, even Kiritsugu wouldn't have been able to help me. But more importantly... Whoa, it's already night! Did I fall asleep, Saber? It seems to have helped, though. You have regained some of your color. That's not very nice. Sure, it might have been my fault for passing out, but you could have woken me up. I told you, we don't have time to rest. But you must rest, and you did so for about an hour, so it should not be a problem. But that's just the benefit of hindsight. What would you have done if I hadn't woken up? Well, I do not believe our situation would have changed much, actually. I had been about to wake you since the sun is setting and is growing cold. I do admit I feel a lot better. I get up from the bench and start walking through the field. There's no trace of what this field once looked like. I wonder how fast the healing factor is with not Excalibur, Avalon, because like it's not like an instant. It's like a vastly sped up recovery, but it's not like an insta heal. So I guess it's like wounds that generally would either be permanent or take like years and years. It seems like maybe it takes like 3 or 4 days maybe to heal totally, because it's been like 1 or 2 days and he's already feeling a lot better. So no trace of when it used to be a residential district, nor any trace of when it was cast in that hellish red light. But for some reason I'm irritated that I dreamed that scene just because I slept here. Shiro, is something wrong? No, I was just thinking that if I was gonna rest, it should have been somewhere else. Too many bad memories here. Bad memories? Do you have some link to this place? Oh, right. I never told you. I used to live around here a long time ago. 10 years ago, actually. There was a giant fire. It burned down my house with my parents inside. That's when my old man saved me. Later, he adopted me. What? So that means you... Yeah, I'm not Kiritsugu's biological child. And I guess I'm not without ties to the Holy Grail War either. I heard that this place was a final battleground during the last war. It's kind of ironic to think the survivor of this site turned into a master. I walked through the field. It's been 10 years, but it still seems like the ground hasn't recovered enough for even grass to grow. Maybe all the resentment of the people who died here seeped into the land itself. Shiro, is that why you were so adamant about not allowing innocents to be harmed? As a victim of the Holy Grail War yourself, you were hoping to avoid creating any other such victims. I'm pretty sure no, that's not the reason, right? Isn't like that the obvious thing, but he actually says no, the reason is just because I'm trying to attain the joy that I saw in Kiritsugu's face that day. Well, Now that she mentions it, I guess I can see people coming to that conclusion. Yeah, surprisingly, I've never thought about it like that. I'm not sure. You have a good point, but I think it's something simpler than that. No, I think it's more complex than that. 10 years ago, I was so happy when Kurisuke saved me. I didn't feel anything else at the time, and I think I just aspired to be like him one day too. Yeah, I was just happy. Words can't even begin to describe what I felt when I called out for help and actually got it. But at the same time, the happier I was, the more guilty I felt. It didn't feel right though, knowing that my wish was the only one to be granted. My old man saved me, but no one else was saved, and they couldn't do anything about it. Everyone wishes for salvation, but only my wish got granted. Only I was saved, and in exchange everyone else died. And that's why I have to take responsibility. But I can't take back something that's already happened. If I want to do something for the people who died, I should focus on preventing what's to come. I didn't think about the, I know this might sound obvious, but I didn't think about the parallel between Shiro's wish to survive being at the cost of everyone else dying, and the Holy Grail, which does basically the same thing, right? Where it's like, you know, one person will get their wish at the cost of these other servants. So that's interesting that like Shiro kind of got a Holy Grail wish in a way. I would not allow another catastrophe like the one 10 years ago. If something like that ever happened again, I'd never be able to face the people who got sacrificed that time. At least that's how I see it. More importantly, we need to get back to looking for Shinji. I feel better, and we need to hurry up and check the buildings we haven't gotten to yet. Besides, there should be fewer people around at night. If Shinji wants to attack us, this will be the time. So if our plan is to be bait and lure him out, it's time to get to it. Let's go, Saber. Let's get back to the office district. Saber? What's wrong? Did you forget something? No. I was just recalling what happened this morning. I suggested you focus on healing your wounds before going out looking for Ryder's master, but you told me our priorities were mixed up. Huh? You mentioned the same thing yesterday. I had believed this for some time, but now I am certain. You do not value your own life. Yeah. It's like she just stares at me and lays it out like it's a sin or something. You put others ahead of yourself. Admirable though that may be, you will one day regret doing so. You should value yourself more, Shiro. Saber cuts past me. Let us go. Being here is clearly not good for you. I mean, yeah, anytime Shiro has someone close to him, someone that cares about him, they always tell him this. You need to start valuing yourself. Saber heads towards the office district. I try to call out to her, but I can't stop her. What are you saying? That's what I want to ask her, but the words just won't come out. There's no way I'm not trying to help myself. That can't be true. But I somehow can't think of a single thing to say to argue with her. We making our way through the town. After dark, Face is past and are homebound. The station is at its most crowded hour, and Saber and I stare at the map of the town. We have checked most of the main buildings around the area. Is there anywhere else we can go? Let's see. There's a factory a little further out from there. We should probably go check it out since people gather there. Not that factories are exactly Shinji's style. We do make conversation now, but it's still hard for me to look Saber in the eye. I think our conversation from earlier is still stuck in my head. Saber's acting like it didn't happen, which bothers me even more. What about you, Saber? Can't you sense Ryder's presence? No, I cannot. I fought her once, so I should be able to sense her. Oh, an odd feeling prickles my skin. Even I can feel the wave of magical energy that washes over us. There's no way Saber can't. Shiro, I do not believe I need to tell you, but I know. Are they close, Saber? No, they are not close enough, but we are most definitely being watched. This wave of magical energy is likely an attempt to provoke us. If we're being watched, that means they've fallen into our trap. Is it Shinji and Ryder? Could be Berserker. Could be Lancer, I guess. But I don't know. Releasing so much magical energy. It's an obvious attempt to lure us out. So, is this Ryder? My mind changes gears. The awkwardness between Saber and me earlier disappears. I will track the source of magical energy. Please be careful, Master. I nod. The wave of bloodlust I feel stinging at my skin is coming from the direction of the office district as it slowly empties of people. Are we going into the office? Today of all days, maybe there'll be nobody working overtime. Most of the lights in the windows of the building seen as the heart of Shinto are dark. There aren't many people on the sidewalks, and we have a pretty clear view of the building. I don't see anyone suspicious. If Shinji's anywhere, he'll be up ahead. Maybe in the park we just left. I feel the bloodlust growing more intense. The enemy's nearby. Or more like... a chill runs up my spine. If even I can feel this aura of bloodlust, then we're probably already in enemy territory. Saber, be careful. Something's not right. You are correct. I do not believe they would attack us with so many others present, but it is difficult to be certain with this foe. It is best to be cautious. We both nod in silent agreement and make our way toward the park. It's probably best to ignore the oppressive sense of a knife being pressed to my throat. Shinji and Ryder are nowhere around the office district. If they're going to attack, it's probably going to be somewhere in the park, where there won't be anyone else around. Shiro! Saber? I turn towards Saber. She rushes towards me like a bolt of lightning. What's it gonna be? And blocks a blow aimed straight at my head. It's probably Ryder then, I would guess. I look up. A massive building towers overhead. Clinging to the side of that building like some kind of spider is Ryder. Oh shit. What? Her hair is long enough to cover her entire body, her limbs supple and white. The Master Woman is indeed our enemy, Ryder. She licks her lips as she stares down at me. The hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. There's no mistaking it. She came spiraling down from the top of the building, aiming to take my head in a sneak attack from our blind spot. Saber lands on the ground. In the time it took for her to rush in to block Ryder's attack, Saber summoned her armor. Saber, she's... I will go after her. Please stay here, Shiro. Go after her? How? Saber kicks off from the ground. She disappears into the sky with a glint of silvery armor. What? Ryder clinging to the side of the building like that is absurd enough, but Saber leaping skyward in pursuit of her is just outright ridiculous. No, they're servants. Normal logic doesn't apply here. Like Ryder, Saber moves along the side of the building, striking at her with dizzying speed. I like this music. The two shadows clash and cross against each other. The sight of two of them fighting overhead, darting along the buildings as they climb into the air is like watching two fighter jets. All the while She said wait here, right? That was what she said? Stay here. I feel like we gotta listen to Saber. Gotta trust her. It's frustrating, but I should stay here. I can't run up the side of the building, and even if I go up to Saber, I wouldn't be able to help her much anyway. No human should get involved in a battle between servants. All I can do here is believe in Saber and wait for her. The next 60 seconds pass with agonizing slowness. After a few moments, I see sparks erupt overhead. The rooftop. Did the two of them go all the way up to the roof? I strain my eyes, trying to follow Saber's movements. The pair of figures, one black, one silver, never stops moving, then disappears after climbing a few hundred more meters. What? What should I do? Should I sneak into the building to get to the rooftop now? I may not be able to scale the side of the building, but if I can get to the rooftop where the ground will be stable. What the? A blindingly bright light bursts atop the roof, and not just once. It flashes again and again, like successive shots in the steady rhythm of a pendulum swinging back and forth. Don't tell me that's Ryder's noble phantasm? If it is, Saber doesn't have a chance. We weren't supposed to let Ryder use her noble phantasm. Saber's winning hinged on that. Oh shit. Was I supposed to follow her? Saber. No time to be indecisive. I grip my teeth at my own inadequacy and sprint back toward the building. Shit. I rush up the stairs. The good thing about having the voices on is I don't want to do the breathing heavily. So, like that bit, I'm glad that I can hear the voice actor do it. Sneaking in was easy. Getting to the rooftop, not so much. The elevator only went up to the 40th floor, so now I have to run up the stairs the rest of the way. I can't waste time with crap like this. The lights are out, but I keep rushing up I keep rushing up the darkened staircase. It's been 5 minutes since I sneaked inside. A normal battle would have ended by now. The ground shakes. The 50-story skyscraper rocks like a bomb just gone off. What the? That wasn't Ryder's noble phantasm. Just one more flight of stairs until I reach a rooftop. I try to shake off this ominous feeling and focus entirely on reaching the top of the stairs. Cool. Whoa. The instant I open the door, a rush of heat sears my cheek. Scorching hot wind rushes in at me. What the hell is happening here? The concrete roof is pocked and scorched. The air is so dry, nothing could survive up here. Saber is sprawled on the ground at the heart of it all, exhausted. What? Saber! Come back, Saber! I rush over to Saber and gather her into my arms. She's still breathing. Saber's unconscious, and she's breathing heavily from the wound she sustained. Should I have followed her? Saber's alone. Ryder's nowhere to be seen. What happened doesn't matter. The outcome is clear enough. If Ryder was still here, she wouldn't just leave Saber alone, weakened as she obviously is. Which means the only survivor, the victor, is Saber. Oh my god. Ryder was defeated, but the effort of beating her must have left Saber unconscious. Is that what happened? Hang in there, Saber. I'll take you home quick and have Tosaka look at you. I lift Saber up. She's so light. Saber weighs no more than an illusion. She lets out an anguished sigh. Damn. Is Ryder? No way. No way Saber beat Ryder off screen. It's done. I'm having her sleep in the Japanese-style room. She's not waking up anytime soon, though, not with the state she's in. Thanks for taking a look. I wouldn't have been able to treat Saber. Well, I just took her armor off to make her more comfortable. There's really nothing to thank me for. Saber's not improving, so I didn't do much. But still, I'm glad Tosaka was here. The moment I arrived home carrying Saber, Tosaka understood what was going on. Tosaka wasted no time in removing her armor and checking her injuries. So, what happened? You went to go find Shinji and you came home with a wounded Saber. I know something happened. Care to explain? I actually don't know either. All I know is that Saber and Ryder fought and Saber was the only survivor. I do want details, but I can let that go for now. Probably the least of your concerns at this point. Why? What do you mean the least of my concerns? How was that unclear? You've got to have that figured out by now that Saber's going to disappear. What? She says it so calmly. Tosaka just casually brings up the one thing I've been trying so hard to avoid. Disappear. You're saying Saber's gonna disappear? Yes. I don't know what happened in that battle, but Saber's almost out of magical energy. She's in so much agony because she's fighting so hard to remain here, even as she's on the brink of disappearing from the lack of magical energy. Are we gonna have to, like, put mana into her? Or just feed her? Doesn't she technically get mana from, like, eating and sleeping and stuff? Just, like, not that much, but she gets a bit to sustain herself. So can you feed her? I doubt it. It's probably not. You probably need to do the equivalent of at least, like, jump starting a car. like food and you know, sleeping and stuff, might be able to like keep it rolling. You know how like a car charges its own battery as it drives, but you need to jump start it. Maybe we have to jump start her. What? Saber's gonna disappear because she doesn't have any magical energy? Yes, she doesn't have enough magical energy to maintain her spiritual form in this world. A normal master would just share their magical energy, but you can't do that. Right now, Saber is like a fish suffocating out of water. Suffocating? That's ridiculous. She was fine before, and Saber said she could recover if she slept, only because she had an extraordinary amount of magical energy to begin with. But now that's burned up. There are only two ways to restore a servant's magical energy when they run out. Either the master replenishes their magical energy, or they have the servant collect magical energy themselves. A servant collecting it themselves, yeah, draining people. That would mean killing innocent people, like Ryder. That's impossible. Saber would never do that. She said herself that she'd never do such a thing. I figured as much. But those are your only options. As long as a master doesn't provide magical energy, a servant will have to supply their own somehow. But it's your choice. If you want to save Saber, you'll need to tell her to attack people and eat their souls. Jesus. That's the most realistic method. But that's... I'm sure Saber would hate that, but if you leave this be, she will disappear sooner or later, and you'll be a target for other masters. I'll let you decide. Saber's condition might settle down if she sleeps, but she's at her limit. If you're going to make a decision, you'll have to do it by tomorrow morning at the latest. Osaka leaves the living room. Can he learn to share his magical energy? Is it something that he can, you know, awaken? I feel dizzy. I can't even lift my head, and the only thing I can do is listen to the sound of her footsteps fading down the hall. Damn, is that the end of day 10? Dragon slaying. It's no longer skyscraper. It's morning. The sun rose, but I didn't sleep a wink. Saber hasn't woken up. She's still sleeping, looking almost dead. At least she's not as pale. The situation's not that dire. Her breathing is even, and that pained look she had last night is smoothed over. Saber's sleeping peacefully. It's a morning like any other. Maybe if I let her sleep, Saber will recover. There's wishful thinking. Excuse me. That way, I won't have to make her kill anyone. Then she could stay with me, just like she has been. How could I be so selfish? I slam my fist into the wall. My own weakness nauseates me. If I put off on my decision any longer, Saber will disappear. Damn it! I stand up without another sound. I don't know when Saber's gonna wake up, but I have to make a decision before she does. I head out. I don't have a plan. I just wander, hoping I'll happen across a sign that will help me make up my mind. It's very wishful thinking. A sign that's like, here's how to save Saber. The park is empty as usual. Maybe because it's so cold. There's no one around and it looks like I'm the only one outside. I sit on a bench. The question's still ringing in my head. No answer yet presenting itself. Are we gonna see Ilya come here? Time slips by me as I sit on the bench. I have no idea how long I remain sitting there. But just as my fingers start to tremble from the cold. Yep. I thought I'd never see you again, but you're here. I look up, hearing a voice calling to me. It really is you. Hello, Shiro. You look down. Did something happen? Ilya, did you come all the way here by yourself again? It's not safe. You never know where the masters are lurking. I'm about to warn her that other masters might be lurking nearby, waiting to attack. I catch myself, realizing how stupid that would be. Ilya's a master. I shouldn't be worried about her. We're enemies. Sorry. I don't really have time to talk right now. I know we bumped into each other, but I can't talk today. It's gonna be really cold, so you should head home. I don't get up from the bench as I dismiss Ilya. There are plenty of things I'd like to talk to her about, but I can't think of anything other than Saber right now. Huh? What's going on? Ilya doesn't say anything. She's looking at me as if I'm a stranger. Ilya. Sorry, I didn't mean to be harsh. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. I know. Saber's about to disappear, right? Oh, she knows. And you're wondering what to do. Has she been watching what's happening, or just out of nowhere? Ilya's voice has gotten so cold and detached. Ilya, how do you know about that? There's not much to explain. I was there last night. At the building? She was watching. I could only watch from inside, though. I try to make my hands and feet move, but nothing happens. Now it feels like the more I try to move, the stiffer they get. It's those eyes. Whenever I see Ilya's red eyes, my senses go dull. Oh, you're already chained out. You really weren't on your guard at all. I thought it'd be easier to capture you if you were all alone, but you're so cute getting caught so easily. Oh my god. Ilya, you... It's no use, brother. You can't move now. Soon you won't be able to talk, but there's nothing to worry about. I actually didn't come here to talk today either. Ilya's eyes blaze with murderous intent. This is Ilya as I saw her the other night, Berserker's master. Do you plan to kill me? Right here. I grip my teeth and gather all my strength, but my fingers won't so much as budge. It's like Ilya's stare has frozen every nerve in my body. Yep. There's no reason for you to remain a master, right? If Saber disappears, you'll be all alone. I can't have you going on being a master. I can kill you easily if you have no other means to fight. Ilya raises her hand. Her slender white fingers reach for my chest. I'm glad I found you before the others killed you. So good night, brother. Saber's going to disappear anyway, so the sooner the better, right? My vision fades. My limbs have gone completely numb, and now I can't see either. How long have I been stuck in this darkness? Before I can figure out whether I'm alive or dead, I lose consciousness. Oh, now we're in Ilya's room. Alright, I'm probably going to save it there. As I said, my throat isn't great today. Shouldn't it be day 11? Yeah, my throat isn't great today. So I'll stop for now. And I'll see you later. Hey, what's up? I'm back temporarily. I'm going to play for a small amount of time, and then I'm going to D&D. Huh? I think I'm still alive. Oh shit. Are you sure about this, Ilya? This boy is not your enemy. You stay out of this, Liz. And I have every right to do this. It's my privilege. I've waited 10 years for this. Oh, I've waited 10 years for this. I'm not letting him go now. Ilya. What? I can't move. No, I can't even feel my body. What the hell happened? Am I really here? Refrain from further comment, Lazerit. Preparations to accept the vessel are now ready, miss. All that remains is to conduct the transfer. Okay. Let's begin. You two can leave. My vision goes dark. There's no light here. Oh my god. Crazy image. All I can see is the crimson of Ilya's command spells. consciousness is being taken someplace else. I feel nothing, and yet I feel like someone's taking my arm. I'm feeling faint. I don't know what will happen to me next, but it seems my fight has already ended. Ah! That's a bad end! I paused recording right before I got to the bad end. Tiger Dojo is a light-hearted hint segment. Players who want to complete the game on their own or avoid out-of-character situations should proceed with caution. No, I won't take advice. Yeah, I'll restart from the most recent decision point. I guess I'll follow Saber. I thought it was leading to a bad end, but then it took so long that I thought it wasn't. Interesting. I can't just watch and do nothing. The uneven footing prevents Saber from gaining ground on Ryder. The two clash in the air, rushing up to the rooftop. Oh, the rooftop. If Ryder came flying down from the top of the building, chances are Shinji's there. We have two possible ways to win our fight against Ryder. Either we defeat her directly, or we defeat her master. But whichever it is, it has to be before she deploys her noble phantasm. While Saber's fighting Ryder, there's only one thing I should be doing. Interlude. Ah, okay. Fate. That's the name of the game. Whoa! The two shadows climb upward. They continue to distance themselves from the ground, gaining more and more altitude. Oh yeah, it's interludes when we're not following Shiro, right? That's the idea of interludes. Neither needs proper footing. They just kick their way up along the wall. Oh, this is sick. As it happens, they clash countless times, all before they ever reach the top. Were anyone watching from the ground, they'd probably think they were seeing a game of pinball, though I doubt they'd be able to follow the two with the naked eye. It's like a deadly circus act. The collisions are barely discernible, invisible to normal human beings. Saber had no desire to be part of this crazy circus act. She may be a servant, but she can't fly through the sky. She might be able to run up along the building's wall, but that's it. This is no better than a free fall for her. She alternates between kicking off the building before she loses momentum and slowly letting the gravity take hold of her. Slowing to let gravity take hold of her. It may be no exaggeration to say she's falling into the sky. Now that she's started, she'll continue all the way up to the rooftop. And in that entire journey, if her opponent hits her, she'll be hurled to the ground. But it seems the laws of gravity do not apply to the enemy. To the opponent, Saber has to defeat. The streak of purple shoots across the side of the building in pursuit of Saber, while Saber focuses on reaching the roof. Gravity has no hold on Ryder. She leaps around effortlessly, moving in and from all directions, up, down, left, right to strike at Saber. Her long hair trails out behind her like a comet tail, and she looks like a snake wrapping itself around a log. Saber's feet touch the wall. She leans sideways and kicks to the wall, aiming for the edge of the building. Saber suddenly shoots out at a right angle to her previous trajectory. Not one of the attacks finds its mark. Ryder is simply no match for Saber's raw power. Saber shakes Ryder off with a single kick, then kicks upward once again when she reaches the building's side. She aims herself upward. If Ryder is like a serpent coiling around the building, Saber's like a bursting spark. But it looks like Ryder might have predicted her moves. The distance between them remains the same. Ryder continues along the side of the building, not letting Saber open any distance between them. She strikes every time Saber has to take a step. Saber fends Ryder off with her blade and jumps to put some space between them. Though she's able to fend off Ryder's coiling pursuit, there's only so much she can do in the air. Where before there had been no context in their combat ability, they are now more evenly matched. Neither has an attack that can bring this to a close. No, Ryder is withholding her own deadliest attack. Every time Saber leaps at Ryder, Ryder fends off her attack but never counterattacks. Ryder is only keeping Saber at bay as she makes her way to the rooftop. Do you not intend to fight, Ryder? Saber curses at her cowardly enemy. To a knight like Saber, a fight like this is as good as an insult. Such a thing should involve both opponents giving it their all in the clash. By that belief, Ryder's actions are disrespectful. It appears you do not like heights, Saber. Ryder's voice is cool. She's right. Saber is clearly not used to fighting in the air. This is probably the first for her, actually. Knights are meant to fight on solid ground. They're not supposed to cling to walls like her opponent. You know that I prefer my feet on the ground. Your proud sword won't do you any good here, but do not worry, I will give you your rest soon. Ryder moves upward, her manner inviting. She's set this whole thing up. Saber understands that though. At the end of this circus, yes, Ryder's ideal positioning must be waiting up ahead, up above. Ryder can't use her trump card so readily, which is why she's luring her prey to a place where there'll be no interruptions, so she can settle this with her ultimate attack. As soon as she reaches the roof, she'll be in a difficult position. If Ryder's noble phantasm is exactly what Saber thinks it is, she won't have any defense against it. But there is no turning back now. We can't just ignore Ryder or her master. This isn't about defeating an enemy in the Holy Grail War. Saber must defeat Ryder here and now to protect her master. So it's interesting. In the bad end that I got, she did kill Ryder, right? She used Excalibur, killed Ryder, but then had used too much mana, so so Saber died, and then Shiro was alone, and Shiro was taken over by Ilya. So interesting. Interesting to see like how that, because I was like, there's no way Ryder's gone off screen like that, but it doesn't matter because it was a bad end. Because she has no other choice. This whole situation must be absolutely dumbfounding for her. She probably thought more than once about not wanting to push her master to do anything crazy. The two continue gaining altitude. Their rapid clashes ring out across the building as the battle approaches its final destination. Interlude out. Well, that was a cool interlude. I liked that. I mean, all of this is like way more interesting now that now that I'm at points that aren't in the shows. Like now that the story's diverged, because now I don't know what's gonna happen. Damn, why does it only go up to the 40th floor? I rush up the stairs while I complain. I manage to enter the building from the back, but the elevator doesn't go all the way to the roof. I have to run up the remaining 10 flights of stairs. I climb the stairs as fast as I can. I'm not sure how long it's been, probably less than 10 minutes, but that's too long. You never know how or when a battle will end. Even Saber's not perfect. She could make a mistake and get into trouble. So before that happens, if I can make Shinji use up his command spells, Ryder might stop fighting. The harder I run, the more my still healing body aches. Sprinting around the building, then up the stairs has left me out of breath, but I don't slow down. No, I speed up. Something about this has me worried. I'm not sure why, but my chest hurts. It's not a physical pain. Something's warning me of danger ahead. Saber can't win. There's something on this rooftop that shouldn't be faced. I try to shake this feeling off and focus on climbing the stairs. Oh, interesting. Cool little foreshadowing. The wind is strong. The moment I open the door, the city's nightscape fills my field of vision. Scorch marks pock the concrete, and at its center, at the heart of the burned-scarred rooftop, Saber is on her knees. Saber! Shiro, why are you here? Saber's shoulders heave with her labored breathing. The moment I rush to her, I notice something strange floating up above me. Or rather, the sheer, overwhelming amount of magical energy forces me to take notice. What? I look up toward the sky. It's like flapping of wings? Who has wings? Flapping wings. I hear flapping wings. Something. A paler. Oh! Because she has a Pegasus, doesn't she? Ryder rides a Pegasus, doesn't she? I remember that from Heaven's Feel. Because we didn't know why she was Ryder all throughout Unlimited Blade Works, and then most of Heaven's Feel we didn't know, and then she suddenly reveals a Pegasus out of nowhere. I forgot about that. I totally forgot. Show me. Oh my god. I wasn't seeing it coming at all because I had forgotten. It is a legendary mystic I've only ever heard about in myth. The moment she reaches the rooftop, Saber confronts her opponent's true form. Saber leans on her sword, exhausted, and looks up. The white light rushes toward her. Saber unleashes the wind that shrouds her sword, using it to create an invisible barrier. She goes flying backward. Her attempt to block the onrushing Pegasus fails to even slow it down. The force of the impact knocks Saber back, slamming her brutally into the ground. There's no time to be lying down. Pegasus turns midair and resumes its glide without so much as pausing. She can't possibly brace herself. Her only option is to try to evade. Even if she manages that, the after effects of its passage will chip away at her defenses. If this keeps up, it will hit her eventually. Cool. The white light streaks down toward her. Pegasus sails far overhead and knocks Saber backward before sweeping back into the skies. Saber can't possibly reach it. There are no walls she can kick off of, not up here. Even if she could, there's no way she could actually reach Pegasus. What if you... I don't know if I've thought about this. I don't think I've ever thought about using command spell teleports offensively. But could you, like, go Saber, teleport up to the Pegasus. I command you to teleport up to the Pegasus. And then she, like, appears and lands on the Pegasus and then slashes. Like, is that possible? Or is it really, like, command spells are like, no, you have... Don't be silly. You have to teleport them to yourself or nothing. It could barely hear those breaths. Despite her disadvantage, Saber waits for an opportunity to fight back. Pegasus it may be, but it's a living creature, so she should still be able to kill it if she can just get a chance. Her only opportunity for victory is if Ryder makes a mistake at the reins. This is a surprise. You were tougher than I expected. Ryder's voice comes from high above. Saber grips her sword tightly as she looks up. But, is there any point to all of this? You have no chance of winning. If you're to disappear, I suggest you at least do it gracefully. Ryder's voice is calm. Even so, I hear just the slightest bit of joy in it. I expected you to have phantasmal species, but I didn't expect you to have this, Ryder. A phantasmal species. As the name suggests, it refers to creatures which exist within an illusion. Humanoids like fairies and giants. Demonic creatures like Oni and dragons. If they are considered mystics, that alone makes them superior to magecraft. It's the law of nature for mystics to be destroyed by other stronger mystics. In the same way magecraft grows in power with knowledge, phantasmal species accumulate power from their longevity. Even if a human masters magecraft, the most they can accumulate is about 500 years worth of it. Take a species that's lived since ancient times, there's just no contest between that and a mystic that's only 500 years old. But it's been a long, long time since humans and phantasmals existed in the same world. The longer the phantasmal has lived, the further it's distanced itself from this world. The only phantasmal species in the modern world are a scant few hundred years old. So Saber expected the phantasmal rider has her mount to only be a few hundred years old. So Saber expected the phantasmal rider has as her mount to only be a few hundred years old. Oh, I understand. So Saber expected the phantasmal rider has as her mount to be only a few hundred years old. Oh my gosh. I thought phantasmal rider was a term, but no, they're saying phantasmal and then they're using the name rider. Oh, goodness. You must be truly wicked if you thought to bring something from the age of gods here, Ryder. Oh, wait, that was... Oops, I was doing the wrong voice. Yes, I am different from you all. That is, I was merely an enemy for you. And so now I control only the poor things you people cast out in the distant past. I see. I knew there was something twisted about you. So you were a demonic spirit rather than a heroic spirit. Curse me all you want. It doesn't matter. You won't be able to lay so much as a finger on my darling here. The Pegasus rests its wings in the air. It's a giant arrow aimed at Saber's heart, ready to fire at a moment's notice. She glares at the creature and thinks Pegasus itself is not a powerful phantasmal species. A typical Pegasus is just a phantasmal that can only match a demonic beast in power. Were that the case, it would be easy to defeat with Saber's invisible air alone. But it isn't the case. That Pegasus has existed since the age of gods and has long since reached the level of a phantasmal. The horse nearing the level of the dragon race, considered to be the strongest of all phantasmals. At the very least, its defenses are probably already at the level of a dragon race, since Pegasus possesses divine protection that exceeds even Saber's, whose magic resistance is unparalleled. The way it glides through the air, trailing massive amounts of magical energy, is like a castle wall bearing down on Saber. It can't be possible to avoid or repel something like that. But something else is odd here. Ryder simply summoned Pegasus, and it has no true name of its own. To Ryder, Pegasus is little more than, say, a favorite dagger. And that means she has yet to use her noble phantasm. True. Even in her dire predicament, the possibility of defeat never enters Saber's mind. Instead, she thinks her chance will come when Ryder really starts to get serious. Whatever Ryder's noble phantasm may be, it'll have no trouble destroying a building like this. She just needs to focus on defending herself, on staying alive. Then all she'll have to do is cut Ryder down as soon as an opportunity presents itself. Yes, if only her master hadn't shown up. Oh boy. What? I look up toward the sky. Flapping wings, I hear flapping wings. Something a paler and more blinding white than the light of the moon hovers over me. It is a legendary mystic of... What the fuck? Why is it doing this again? A Pegasus? The identity of Ryder's noble phantasm. Could that be what scorched the rooftop and forced Saber to her knees? I see that Ryder is, as her class name suggests, riding a horse, tearing across the sky. What the? I shift my focus from Ryder. I thought I heard something. Shinji, I know you're here. Come on out. I can't tell how strong Ryder is while she's on Pegasus. All I can tell is that White Fiend has much more magical energy in it than a few hundred mages could muster. No wonder the roof is a charred mess. That monster can destroy damn near anything around it just by running across it. If that thing charges up from the sky, even Saber won't be able to avoid it. Quit hiding! I came here like you asked, so show yourself! It's a race against time. I need to defeat Shinji. If I defeat the master, Ryder will disappear. I hear laughter. Shinji must be hiding somewhere. Shinji! Did you see that, Emiya? This is the difference between my power and yours. Only his voice echoes. I fight down my impatience and try to focus on the sound of his laughter. Damn, the wind's so strong. I can't tell where the laughter's coming from. Sucks for you! This is what you get when you try to be all cool and act like it's under control, dumbass! Now, do you understand that you have to go for the kill when you have the chance? Shinji! Don't rush. Let him talk. Let him talk all he wants. The more he talks, the better chance I have at finding him. Okay, now I have to save it here. That was obviously a short session, but as I said, I just had a tiny bit of time before D&D and I wanted to play. I also want to look at the flowchart real quick. Look, my first proper diversion. Very fun. And then that's the Tiger Dojo. See, there's my alarm going off telling me I have to leave. Yeah, cool. And then I'm gonna get a choice here which has a heart next to it, which I think the heart generally means you have a chance to make Saber like you. So I'm hoping I'm gonna make Saber like me in whatever the upcoming choice is, but we'll see. Anyway, see you soon. Okay, I'm back. This is the same night, so I remember what was happening. Let him talk. Let him talk all he wants. The more he talks, the better chance I have of finding him. But I'm not like that. You and your servant are done for here and now. But it's not like we're total strangers, you know? I still owe you one from yesterday, so I'll be merciful and kill you quickly. This is bad. Pegasus, still high up in the sky, tips its head toward Saber. The vortex of magical energy whirls faster, as if it knows no limit. If that thing comes at us at full speed, it'll blow the entire roof apart. Don't worry, Emiya. You are a bit of a speed bump along the way, but I'll make sure those morons at school join you soon. And if you're still lonely after that, I'll send Sakura to join you too. Why you... Shinji. Go, Ryder! Take the woman first. Don't leave a trace. Saber! A white comet shrieks towards us, and at that moment... A storm rages around me. What? For the first time, she forgets her enemy in battle. She's furious with her master for walking into this death trap, but she's also angry with herself for failing to anticipate him doing so. All those thoughts are cast aside now. What else can she do? Even now, even in the midst of danger, she can see only concern for her well-being in his eyes. He's always been like this, actually. He may have understood that she was an exceptional knight, but that's never how he saw her. It appears playtime is over, Saber. Ryder's giggling voice reaches her even now. Ryder touches Pegasus's neck with both her hands, and the beast's wings beat harder. My noble phantasm is powerful, but it is not suitable to be used on the ground. If I use it, it will draw attention. With other masters still around, I could not do so readily. But up here, there is no cause for worry. Did you understand that I brought you up here because it suited me? Something begins to form in Ryder's hands. It seems insignificant, really. A glittering global golden rope. Is that your noble phantasm, Ryder? Yes, distasteful though it is. My darling here is too kind, not fit for battle, and so I need something like this to get them in the mood. Pegasus lowers its head. This feral nature is not inborn within the creature itself, but coaxed from it by Ryder's touch. Be gone, Saber. Even if you survive, your master has no chance. So long as your master dies, you will follow him, no? It is the inarguable truth. Ryder's noble phantasm will utterly destroy the roof. If she hurried, she might be able to carry Shiro away and escape, but Ryder won't stop at just destroying the rooftop. Her master is not strong enough to survive a collapsing building. I love this music. Meaning, to protect her master. I don't know what's going to happen here. She will have to destroy her enemy, Pegasus and all. But she can't use her noble phantasm, surely, because then she'll use up all her mana and we'll be back in the same position we were at the bad end. Unless... No. I was going to say, unless I actually have to go to a further back diverging point to save this situation. But the reason I don't think that's going to happen is because I saw the flowchart and it had like a heart choice here, right? So I think that means that, you know, there being a heart choice here means that I'm going to have to make a choice. She doesn't have time to think about whether this is the right thing to do. Saber glances one final time at her master, still some distance from her. He's doing his best to fill his role simply by gritting his teeth and keeping back. Oh, wind. The last of her hesitation fades. What is ahead no longer matters. All that matters in this moment is this moment, and in it, she must be her master's blade, and defeat the enemy they now face. Go, Ryder! Oh, go, Ryder! Get that woman first! Don't leave any trace of her! I hear the jarring, grating shout. In that moment, Pegasus ascends higher and vanishes from sight. Pegasus flies up into the air. It's already lost its form. It rises up as if to shoot through the moon, and then continues its arc by flapping wings, powering itself down toward the ground. The blazing white comet streaks downward. It becomes an arrow of searing white light, but Ryder continues urging it on. There's only one target. It intends to annihilate its enemy entirely, and the isolated garden in the sky along with it. She speaks his name. If a noble phantasm is the miracle that is released by speaking its true name. Whoa. Bellerophon. It is divine lightning. A thunderous flash. There is no emotion in her eyes as she looks on. You said nobody would... Oh, that's Saber, right? You said nobody would see this from this vantage, didn't you, Ryder? The wind unfurls from her blade and becomes a storm. Oh, baby. I agree. There's no need to worry about destroying the ground from so high up. The seal is broken. Layers of wind unfold from her blade. Her sword is finally visible. A storm rages before my eyes. The white light descends upon the rooftop. Saber, though she is the sole focus of that light, doesn't move. The raging wind, she's the source. No, not Saber herself, her sword. I can't believe what I'm seeing. The blade should be invisible, but there it is. Like unwrapping bandages, the wind slowly coils away from her blade. A golden sword. Oh shit. The wind rages on. This is the first time we're seeing Excalibur. The multiple layers of seals peel away. The bands of wind dissolve in the air. She readies her now visible sword and turns back toward Pegasus as it dives towards her. Ryder approaches as a brilliant flare of light. Bellerophon is now large enough to engulf the entire rooftop and is only picking up speed to destroy us, building and all. The bridle of chivalry lights up the rooftop. Time stops. In the face of inescapable destruction, my mind goes blank. But the light is not coming from the bridle of chivalry. Oh. The light churns and builds upon itself. This art is awesome. The light of Ryder's mount is brilliant, but it can't hold a candle to the purity I see in this one. Saber is holding the ultimate sacred sword that has collected the light of the stars. Hell yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so sick. That's so cool looking. A single line of brilliant light. I always imagine Carrie Walgreen, is that the name of the voice actor of Saber in English? I always imagine her yelling it though. I want to hear her voice do it here. It's a blade of light shearing through everything it touches. The beam of light destroys Ryder utterly as it cleaves through the clouds and disappears into the night sky. Most likely, if that sword had been used on the ground, it would have carved a trail of devastation through the city. Her sword is not unseeable. It simply does not reveal itself. It is a golden sword that captivates all who behold it, with a true name of surpassing fame. Excalibur, the sword of promised victory. A sword that is said to have existed in England. A sword wielded by the king who has become the very symbol of knighthood. This would be a really cool reveal. You know, if you're playing this game completely blind. The strongest of the servant's noble phantasms, sealed by several bounded fields. That is Saber's proof of her place as a hero. So, but I guess, does that mean now Shiro knows definitely what her true name is? I mean, I imagine so. Okay, it didn't add true name to here, but that's because they haven't talked about it yet. I imagine it added her noble phantasm. Excalibur, Yakusoku Sareta Shori no Ken. Well, Yakusoku is, means, promise. They said the promised something before. So cool. The sword of promised victory. So I imagine that's what it said. Silence falls over the rooftop. The wind has died down, and not so much as a breeze whispers across the rooftop. Really? Then what's this? What are these sound effects I'm hearing? I stand dazed in place. I can't approach Saber. I'm still too confused to act, or maybe I'm just captivated by her sword. My mind is racing, and I can't seem to think of much that makes sense. Why does she have that sword? That golden sword belongs to a famous knightly king. Everyone knows who. As I try to figure out how she came to have something like that, I realize my mind is doing everything it can to deny the simplest of possible answers. I don't need to be making all these assumptions. That sword's always been hers. And that's why her true name is so easy to figure out. The owner of that sacred sword can only have one name. Saber remains oh, we're not going to say it? Motionless where she stands. I should approach her, but my body won't listen. I've been told so many times that Saber's a heroic spirit, but now that I've seen for myself that she is indeed a great hero of the past, I hesitate to even get closer to her. I hear a shriek. Something is burning in the shadows. I turn to look. I see a burning book slowly dissolving into a pile of ash and... It's burning! My command spells are burning! I see Shinji cringing as he watches the book burn. Shinji. He must have realized how much trouble he's in now that Ryder's been defeated. Shinji turns and sprints toward the exit from the rooftop. Hey! He leaps towards the door to the stairway. Wait, Shinji! I can't let him get away again. The moment I turn to pursue Shinji, just out of the corner of my eye, Saber drops. My mind stops. Shinji's fleeing and Saber has fallen to the ground. I should... The thing is, Saber matters to me more, so I want to save her, but and also in these fucking in this fucking story, Shinji gets away. Like he's a cockroach. He always fucking gets away. I know he dies in Heaven's Feel. In Unlimited Blade Works, he gets saved up until the end. He's still all fine at the end. He always fucking gets away. So I imagine that the main route of this game is him getting away, which means I'm going to rush up to Saber. I can't leave Saber alone. Ryder's gone and the book that acted on Shinji's command spells has been burned to ash. Shinji doesn't have a servant anymore, and he's lost his command spells. The contest is as good as over. Saber is my priority now. I rush to her. She's not holding the golden sword anymore. It's disappeared, and now there's just Saber lying on the ground. Saber's in bad shape. Beads of sweat trickle down her brow, and her breath is shallow, labored. She looks like she's got a fever. Is she gonna disappear, though? No way. Hey, Saber, what's going on? I call out to Saber nervously, but she doesn't respond. She's out cold. Saber. I touch her forehead. It's hot. I jerk my hand away. It's unnaturally hot. She's got to be running a fever of over 40 degrees. Saber! Hey! Pull yourself together! I call out to her, but her only response is shallow, anguished breathing. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what to do, but I can't just stand around. I'm gonna take you home. I'll deal with any complaints later. I lift Saber up. She's so light. I knew that, of course, but now she seems even lighter. She's warm. That means she's still alive. Saber's still the person I've known all this time. I'm pissed with myself for even hesitating. Damn, what does it matter if she's a hero? No matter who Saber is, she's here and she's still warm. How much of an idiot was I for putting up this wall between us before? We're going home quick. Just hold still, Saber. But isn't this the same sort of thing as last time? I thought the problem last time was that she'd used Excalibur and then used up all her mana and then she's going to disappear. And that's why everything bad happened. But now, it seems like the same things happened, maybe. Maybe. And we're fucked. There's no sense of triumph from this victory. All I feel is Saber in my arms, barely breathing. It's done. I'm having her sleep in the Japanese-style room. She's not waking up anytime soon. Yeah, I've seen this. Thanks for taking a look. I wouldn't have been able to treat Saber. Well, I just took her armor off. I didn't do much. Yeah, we've read all this. It's been an hour. She tried telling Saber and then took her armor off. Yep. So what happened? I don't know how to explain. Her noble phantasm. I shouldn't disclose her true name. I can't decide on my own to reveal that. Ryder's been defeated. Shinji lost his command spells and dropped out. but Saber used her noble phantasm, then collapsed right after. Saber's noble phantasm. I do want details, but I can let that go for now. Probably the least of your concerns at this point. Why? What do you mean the least of my concerns? How is that unclear? You've got to have figured it out by now that Saber's going to disappear. What? She says it so calmly. They're saying she's going to disappear, we've seen all this. Almost out of magical energy. She used it. Even though she's not hurt? Yes, running out of magical energy is a more serious problem than a servant just getting wounded. Magical energy is how they're able to give it their flesh. You can't do that. That means Saber can only fight with her own magical energy. You were told that from the start. That is definitely what Saber said. She was fine before, and Saber said she could recover if she slept. Only because she had an extraordinary amount. Yes, there's still some magical energy. She can probably recover enough magical energy to maintain her body without disappearing. But that'll be about it. Saber will need to fight as she is now. So she won't disappear, but she can't use her noble phantasm or heal? She absolutely cannot use her noble phantasm again. Next time she does, she will disappear. Okay, this is where it's different, right? She'll disappear if she uses her noble phantasm. Well, I wouldn't want Saber fighting like this at all. I don't even want to see Saber on her knees in that kind of pain again. Now do you understand? You only have two ways of getting Saber back to her normal state. Either the master replenishes their magical energy, or they have the servant collecting magical energy themselves. That would mean killing. Yeah, we've seen this. I don't know how to give her magical energy. I can't do everything you can. Probably not, and it's too late to teach you magecraft to share magical energy. You're really not suited to be a mage, so it would be probably take you a year to learn, and even if you learned it, you wouldn't be able to use it. Well, a path should have been created between you and Saber during our summoning, so there might be a different way, but... Listen, if you want to save Saber, you have to make her attack people and then have her eat their souls, which I'm sure you know already. That's the most realistic method, but it's... I'm sure Saber would hate that, but if you just do nothing, Saber will disappear and you'll become a target for other masters. Saber's gonna disappear, I can't even consider that. I still remember her warmth while I was carrying her. Then there's only one answer. Use a command spell, Emiya. That should at least let you avoid the worst case here. Ah. Because you can use it to, like, charge her? What she's trying to say is, I need to order Saber to kill... Oh, no, never mind. I thought what they were saying is, like, because command seals are very powerful magic, I thought, like, one of the applications of them is you can use it for, like, a quick charge. So you can use the command spell. Because you can use command spells for, like, powerful things, right? So, so I thought, you know, you could just use it as magical energy to flow into her. Like, say, I command you to recover, and then it uses the energy from that command spell rather than your own magical energy. I thought that is what they were saying. But no, I need to order Saber to kill innocent people. No way we're doing that. I can't say anything. I resent what Tosaka's saying, but there's a part of me that has to admit it could be one of our only options. I'll let you decide. Saber's condition might settle down if she sleeps, but she's at her limit. Tosaka leaves the living room. I can't even lift my head. All I can do is listen to the sound of her footsteps receding down the hall. Is that the end of the day? I think it was. Damn. Moving on to the next day. Day 11. I thought we were on 11. Wait, dragon slaying? Wasn't that what we were already doing? Am I stupid? Weren't we already on day 11 dragon slaying? No, we weren't. Did I think that because the bad end went into day 11? That must be what it is. It must have been the bad end went into day 11. Because we were playing Skyscraper. We were playing day 10 Skyscraper. Which is why we were fighting on top of the skyscraper. Altria. That's the name she was given when she celebrated her coming of age. You mean... Are we talking about Artoria here? Is Altria a different name she had? Or is Altria like a different translation of the name or something? It was wartime. It began with the collapse of an empire. An empire that had been meant to be eternal was slowly waiting to die amid invasions from all sides. In preparation for the many wars, the empire deprived an island nation of its military. That is how it began. Having lost the empire's protection, her nation had no choice but to become independent, and over time, it broke up into smaller nations. The invasions came again and again. Internal conflicts between clans spiraled out of control. Then came a long period of war, which would later come to be known as the Dark Ages. It is during this difficult time that she was born, heir to the throne. A long tumultuous period of war. The king believed in a mage's prophecy and so eagerly awaited the birth of his worthy successor. But the child born to him was not the child he desired. His child wasn't male. Fated king or not, the child could not assume the throne unless they were a boy. So the girl was entrusted to the king's retainer and was raised as a knight. The king was saddened, but the mage delighted. One's sex has nothing to do with one's worthiness to become king. More than that, the mage was convinced that this girl's absence from the castle until the day of the prophecy was proof she was the true king. So she grew up under the care of a simple and wise old knight as his adopted child and successor. The old knight did not believe in the mage's prophecy. He simply raised her to be a knight and hoped for her to continue growing because he felt something from her that reminded him very much of his own lord. But even without the knight's encouragement or intervention, the girl trained every day to become stronger than anyone else. If an ailing country, headed towards its own demise, can only be saved by a king, the girl had sworn to wield her sword for that reason, and that reason alone, without anyone ever needing to tell her to do so. And then the prophesied day arrived. Knights and lords from around the nation gathered in hopes of being chosen to be king. If this was to be a contest to determine the best possible king, all assumed the selection would be made in a mounted jest. Instead, all that waited at the sight of the selection was a naked blade thrust into a stone. Hell yeah. I don't know why, I just get excited, like, getting up to this point in the story. On the hilt of the sword, a glittering golden inscription read, "Whosoever pulleth this sword from this stone is the rightful king of England." Many knights took their turn trying to draw the sword from the stone, but none were able to draw the sword from the stone, so the knights decided to compete in a joust, as they had originally expected on arriving. Oh, the girl was not yet a knight, and so could not participate in the joust. She approached the stone of selection, which sat largely abandoned, its appeal having long since faded, and reached for the sword's hilt. She did not hesitate. I wonder who that is. Wait just a second there. Maybe you should think before you take hold of that. She turned around, and before her stood the most feared mage in the nation. He gave his warning. Once she takes hold of that sword, she will cease to be human. She responded only with a nod. To be king is to no longer be human. She has been resolved to this from the moment she was born. To be king is to kill more than anyone, in protection of everyone. The young girl thought of this every night, and lay in bed shivering at the implications until morning. Not a day went by that she was not afraid. But in that moment she pledged that her days of fear were at an end. She drew the sword effortlessly from the stone, and bright light engulfed the whole of the site of selection. And in that instant, she ceased to be human. A king's sex does not matter. As long as they carry out the function of a king, none would care about a king's appearance, or even bother to pay attention to such a thing. And even if someone noticed that the king was a woman, it would not matter, so long as she was a good king. The sword's magical energy must have halted her growth. While many knights found it eerie and feared her, most saw their lord's immortality as a divine gift. And so, the legendary, celebrated age of the king began. The new king in battle was seen as something of a god of war. The king always led from the front. No enemies could stand in her way. Altria, the god of battle, hailed as the dragon incarnate, she knew no defeat. In 10 years she fought 12 battles and never once lost. In those days, her chief duty as king was on the battlefield. Not once did she turn back. Not once was she disgraced. She was raised to kingship and fulfilled her obligations without hesitation. I like seeing this. Maybe that's why I had a vision of her. I thought maybe when this flashback started, I thought, yeah, I don't really need to see Arthur's backstory proper. I was like, I don't really need to hear it. I kind of get what it is already. But I don't know. I just feel something about the vibe of it and the writing of it. I enjoy it. Her soul must still be on the battlefield. It's not yet dawn. She stands under the indigo sky and lets the wind whip at her as she stares off into the distance. The sky is high, and the clouds slide by overhead. Out in the clear air, sword in hand, she gazes at the great army she's about to confront. That image of her won't leave me. It's burned into my mind now. She and her sword are one. The sword from the stone which chose the king. The brilliance of the sword that determined her fate is also her brilliance. But I tilt my head in wonder at this dream. That sword isn't the one she holds. It's similar, but different. The sword she holds now isn't the one she used last night. But if that's the case, what happened to that incredible sword? Interesting. Very interesting. Well, it added new things, so I imagine it now says Altria. It certainly does. And we have this, King Arthur, the hero. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Interesting. And the hero info is all written as if King Arthur's a man. So I imagine this is because they want to write, well, I don't know. I was about to say, I imagine this is because they want to write the actual legend of King Arthur here rather than the one that Fate created. But then again, it mentions mystics down here. Embodiment of mystics and predominance. And he has a powerful magical energy characteristic. And then it talks about servants at the end, which, is Fate stuff, so. But I mean, I guess they're just talking about the legend, right? The hero info is just the legend of that people know about this servant. So. Interesting. Obviously still don't know that true name. Never, I still haven't met Caster in the game yet. Sasuke Kojiro. Heracles, yep. Cool. And then, of course, we have the golden sword of assured victory. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. When I wake from my dream, I find myself in my own room. It's bright outside. I must have come back to my room last night, unable to make a decision, then fallen asleep while I was watching over Saber. That was a dream. It was a strange dream. What I saw, I had no way of knowing any of that, and that wasn't the Saber I know. Alright, I should take a 5-minute break or something. Okay. It was a strange dream. What I saw, I had no way of knowing any of that, and that wasn't the Saber I know. Is it even possible for me to dream of such a thing? But that sword was definitely different from the one Saber had. I rack my brain. That's the interesting thing to me. The Excalibur being different than the one Saber had. I don't know the reason for that. Saber's identity had been unclear, and honestly, I still can't get my head around who she really is. Saber is Saber. There's something telling me something about throwing a sword into a lake. Is that a thing? or did I make that up? I just like, in my head, I have something about someone throwing a sword into the lake. Did Saber throw a sword into a lake? I don't know. I can't change the way I act around her, and I don't think Saber would want that in any case. But she looked incredible. She looked really cool with that sword last night, but she looked good with the sword in my dreams too. It'd be fair to say I was in awe. The sword last night and the sword from my dream seemed to have left one hell of an impression on me. I guess I've got a thing for swords. I think you have a thing for girls, my dude. I thought Lance's spear was beautiful when I saw it too, but my passion for swords is on a whole other level. It would appear I have a thing for swords. Well, that's not really anything new. I drew in a deep breath and reached up, finding my forehead dripping with sweat. It sure is hot here. I wipe the sweat from my forehead. It's winter, but my body feels flushed. I don't know why, but it feels like my blood is getting hotter, and it's unsettling. I wonder why. Ever since I saw Saber's sword, my whole body's been hot for some reason. My left hand, the one with my command spells, feels like it's holding a hand warmer. Does he want to, like, duplicate Excalibur? Can he do that? I think I asked this in Unlimited Blade Works. Like, I was wondering throughout Unlimited Blade Works if he was going to duplicate Excalibur, and I can't remember. Like, I know he didn't, or at least I'm pretty sure he didn't in Unlimited Blade Works, but I wonder if it's like that's something he did in the Fate route, and so they didn't do it again in the Unlimited Blade Works route, you know? It's the same sensation I felt when Tosaka made me swallow a jewel. Like there's something stirring inside me, or making me want to run. I take a deep breath, trying to calm myself. Saber's probably still asleep. She still hasn't woken up, but it looks like she's stabilizing. Her breathing is even, and that pained look she had last night is smoothed over. Saber's sleeping peacefully. It's a morning like any other. Maybe if I let her sleep, Saber will recover. That way I won't have to make her kill anyone. Then she could stay with me just like she has been. How could I be so selfish? I slam my fist into the wall. My own weakness nauseates me. It's my fault Saber turned out this way. What the hell am I gonna do? I stand up without another sound. I don't know when Saber's gonna wake up, but I have to make a decision before she does. Tosaka's not up yet. The house is completely dead and the corridor feels deserted. No, it only feels like that because I'm so down. I can't decide what to do, so the whole world feels hazy, and I'm just wandering in that grayness. Huh? I hear something cutting through the air. There it is again. It's coming from the yard, but I know that sound. Well, is it Saber practicing swinging? I don't feel like making breakfast, so I'll go and take a walk and check it out. It's colder than usual. Must be really cold for me to feel it, feverish as I am. Looks like it might even snow. It's coming from the shed. The sound of something slicing through the air reaches me at regular intervals. As I cross the yard, my breath mists the air. I find him in front of the shed. Him? Okay. Archer? Given how unsurprised I am to find him, guess I figured he'd be here. Yeah. He must have been shooting his arrows. The moment Archer sees me, he lowers his bow in displeasure. That's dangerous. Don't shoot arrows in my house. What were you gonna do if one hit something? Nothing in particular. I wasn't using arrows to begin with. Can't hit anything if you're not shooting anything. He doesn't have to tell me that. So the sound was just his bow itself. For some reason, Archer was just plucking his bowstring, not firing arrows. It's probably good for your strength training, huh? I would imagine, pulling the bow back. I don't think I've ever actually pulled a real bow. But I imagine it's not fucking easy. I've always imagined that I would not be able to do it properly. I'm weak as fuck. That's a good looking bow. Didn't want to say as much earlier, but I guess you're a bona fide archer. I wonder. I'm not an archer like you understand it, so even if you ask, I can't teach you anything about archery. Your archery is about shooting arrows for yourself. Mine are used to strike at enemies. You think of archers with a concern for things like civility. His lips curl slightly. I still can't stand this guy. I never thought to ask you about archery in the first place. I was just wondering what you were doing. As you can see, I'm just keeping my skills sharp. The injuries I sustained from Saber have healed, and I can't stay on guard duty forever. I see. So his wounds have healed. That means Tosaka will get back into the fight. I turn on my heel. If Tosaka and Archer are going to rejoin the battle, I need to make a decision too. I need to go somewhere I can think alone. Have you ever heard the word Zanshin before? Huh? It literally means lingering heart, and it's a concept dealing with the time you have after making a move. I feel it's the only thing my archery and your Kyudo discipline have in common. What? I didn't ask for a lecture on the 8 stages of shooting. Just listen. They say the body remains in the same place after you shoot a bow. That's what Zanshin is. Yes, there are 8 movements in Kyoto called the Shaho Hasetsu, which are the 8 principles of shooting. The final step, Zanshin, is what follows after releasing your arrow. Yeah, what about it? I'm talking about preparedness. Zanshin is not about making sure your arrow strikes a target. An arrow has already struck its target by the time it's released. The shooter simply moves according to the image they envision, so they don't need to check whether it's hit or not. If, when you shoot, you think your arrow won't hit, it won't. If you believe it will, it will. That's absurd. No matter how much you think a shot will hit, some shots won't. If all they had to do was think it'll hit, everyone would hit every shot every time. Do you really think so? You at least hit the target every time. What? He catches me off guard there. I mean, he's right, but... I mean, yeah, I'm a prodigy, but... Well, I don't care about that. The point I'm trying to make is this. Zanshin isn't about determining whether or not your arrow hits. Everyone knows what happens to the arrow they fire. Zanshin is the mindset of accepting the consequences of the shot. Ah, that's interesting. I know that. You're telling me I need to follow through to the very end. Exactly. I heard what happened to Saber. She must have known something like this would happen from the start. Fighting without any chance of renewing her magical energy could only lead to her disappearing. I do like the idea of accepting the consequences of the shot. I don't know why, but like that, I like thinking about that. Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Okay, good. The idea of, like, you know, incorporating Zanshin into your life and just thinking about it like you fired a bow and you accept the consequences of the shot. Where it goes, that's where the arrow is supposed to go, and you have to accept that. And just adjust your aim for next time, you know? I can see myself living my life through that idea. That was already determined, then. All that's left is to accept the result. He's telling me that no matter what I decide, no matter what it does to Saber, all I can do is see it through. I turn my back to Archer. This time I'm gonna be the one to leave Archer hanging. Oh, and one more thing. I'll go ahead and tell you since you don't seem to have it figured out. His voice comes from behind me. Saber must have known she would disappear if she used her noble phantasm. She probably never intended to use her noble phantasm in the first place. This time I hear nothing of his usual sarcasm. But she did use her noble phantasm. There can only be one reason for that. To save me? Saber chose protecting you over keeping herself from disappearing. Yeah. Never forget that. For once his voice is completely sincere. He's only telling the truth here. Alright. Where are we going? We're going to the park? We're going to the park! But this is where I went to get my bad end. Be careful. Isn't this the same setup? Saber could possibly be disappearing and I go to a park and then Ilya comes and she takes me and... At least this time I talked to Archer. Maybe Archer's watching over me now. The park is empty as usual. Maybe because it's chillier than usual. There's hardly anyone out. It looks like I'm the only one walking around right now. I slump down onto a bench. Well, I came here to be alone. Now that I'm here, I should think of what to do next. I can't put my decision off any longer. If I want to defeat the other masters and end this Holy Grail war, I need Saber. That's not what this is about though. I just don't want to lose Saber. But that means I'd have to have Saber attack people like Ryder did. I can't let her do that. Giving Saber that order is as good as telling her to die. Besides, I think she'd just refuse outright. But when my head slumps down, I see my left hand. I have 2 command spells left. If I use one, I can force Saber to obey me even if she refuses. I bite my lip and shake the thought off. It's ridiculous. Time slips by me as I sit on the bench. I have no idea how long I remain sitting there. But just as my fingers start to tremble from the cold... Ah! I thought I'd never see you again, but you're here! I look up, hearing a voice calling to me. It really is you. Hello, Shiro. You look down. Did something happen? Ilya, did you come all the way here by yourself again? It's not safe. You never know where... Well, I've read this. I'm about to warn her, then I realize she's a master. Shouldn't be worried about her. You should head home. I don't get up as I dismiss her. What's going on? Doesn't say anything. She's looking at me like I'm a stranger. I don't mean to be harsh. Yep, we've read all this. Saber's about to disappear and you're wondering what to do. Just out of nowhere, Ilya's voice has gotten so cold and detached. What a stupid thing to worry about. No wonder you let Ryder's master get away. You just need to kill losers like them. Okay, that's different dialogue, I think. I move my feet. Something tells me this isn't a time to be sitting, so I shift my weight forward to get up. But my body doesn't move as if I'm entranced by Ilya. Oh god. Ilya, how do you know about that? We read this. We read all of this. Oh, you're already chained down. Went on your guard. Ilya, you can't move now. Soon you won't be able to talk, but there's nothing to worry about. I actually didn't come here to talk today either. Murderous intent. Is Ilya Berserk's master? Do you plan to kill me right here? I grit my teeth and gather all my strength. My fingers won't budge. She has me frozen. There's no reason for you to remain a master, right? If Saber disappears, you'll be all alone. I can't have you go on being a master. I can kill you easily if you have no other means to fight. Ilya raises her hand. Her slender white fingers reach for my chest. Oh boy. I'm glad I found you before the others killed you. So good night, brother. Saber's going to disappear anyway, so the sooner the better, right? My vision fades. My limbs have gone completely numb, and now I can't see either. How long have I been stuck in this darkness? I lose consciousness. Are we gonna wake up at the Ilia Manor? The Ironsburn Manor? Must mean I'm still alive. It may only be temporary. Ilia even said it. She's absolutely right. I can't fight a proper battle. A Holy Grail war is a battle between servants. There's no way I can go up against servants. It's been proved to me more than enough by now. Each time I got absolutely thrashed. Like Saber said, all I can do against servants is try to survive for as long as possible. I couldn't even do that. I was cut to pieces and even thrown out of a third-story window. I'm wondering if I reached another bad end. It's only this weird, inexplicable thing going on with my body that's kept me alive. It's so frustrating. It makes me so angry. In the face of an unbeatable opponent, I couldn't stop the catastrophe in front of me on my own, even though I decided to fight. I said I was going to fight as a master and vowed to not hurt anyone, but I couldn't even keep those promises. I'm pissed off. The champions of justice I strived to emulate when I was young always had to win, or there would be no point. My body's burning. Every inch of me trembles with the need to win, but I have neither the means to win or even a way to fight. What good am I? I can't even fight alongside Saber without bringing her down. Another mistake. You're not fit for fighting, Shiro Emiya. Whose voice was that? Was that Archer? Your battle is supposed to be a mental one. The fight against your own self. I mean, that does sound like an Archer thing to say, but... okay, it is an Archer. That's in line. I thought it sounded like his voice actor as well, but I wasn't 100% sure. You haven't got a prayer of winning once the battle starts. None of your skills are worth a damn against servants. I know that. I've certainly been reminded more than enough. Then at least imagine it. If you can't possibly beat the opponent in reality, then beat them in your imagination. Imagine holding Excalibur in your hand. If you can't win yourself, imagine something that can win. You don't have to remind me. I can only win in my own head. But what can I imagine that would ever help me win? I can't imagine beating a servant. I don't have such a wild imagination as to fool myself. Any fantasy I come up with would be full of loose threads that'll come unraveled. My third-rate imagination has got a prayer against those incredible servants. That's why. Who do I win against? And how do I win? I'm still searching for that answer. Am I really searching for it? That golden sword, it's meant only for her. Oh my god, is it actually gonna be we create Excalibur? I don't want it for myself. It's so beautiful. Just once I'd like to hold it in my hands if I can. It's another bad habit I picked up as an untrained mage. Since all I can do is look within myself, I tend to dream about stuff I shouldn't. I should at least be allowed to dream. First, I imagine the thing's basic structure, then reproduce it. I guess there's not much point in strengthening here. If strengthening is the act of applying something to an existing object, there's not much point doing that to something that doesn't even exist. That means I need to work harder if I'm going to remember that sword. This is well before the basics. This is from before Kuritsugu taught me strengthening, a magecraft process that I thought up on my own and packed with trivial steps. Let's see, how did I do it? How did I give it form? Okay, now we're in Ilia's room. When I come to, I have no idea where I am. Where am I? This place isn't just unfamiliar. There's a luxurious canopy bed, and the plush carpet is ankle deep. There's even a stone fireplace, and it's clearly not just a decoration. What I initially take for wallpaper, I realize on inspection is actually patterns engraved on the wall. I've gotten used to fancy decorations like the one in Shinji's mansion, but this is something else entirely. It's a little embarrassing to say this out loud, but this place is like a castle from a fairy tale. My vision blurs. My body feels strangely heavy. Maybe I'm having circulation problems or something? I feel like I might fall back asleep if I relax even a little. Oh, what the hell happened? I try to get my clouded mind working. I was... alright. Ilia paralyzed me and I just passed out. So Ilia's captured me. There's nobody in the room. My body feels heavy, but not so bad that I can't even lift a finger like before. If I really work at it, I might be able to lift an arm. What the... I'm tied up! My drowsy mind suddenly jolts to full alertness. Can you, like, project a sword in your hand and cut the ropes? I realize I'm in danger and so study my surroundings carefully. I'm in a chair, my hands are bound behind my back. I'm handcuffed. No, my wrists are just tied with rope. It's not as bad as I imagined, but I still can't move. My whole body is weirdly tingly, and I can't get up with my arms tied behind me. I wonder how long I've been here. Is there no clock here? There's nothing here to tell me what time it is. There's a window behind me. I try to turn to get a look, but the curtains are closed, so I can't see outside. All I can say for sure is that the sun's set. Is it? I thought that was natural daylight coming in from behind us. It looks like daylight, but I guess it's just artificial light that's very bright. I ran into Ilya in the morning, so it's been at least half a day. I don't have time for this. I have no idea where I am, but I need to get back to Saber as fast as I can. Saber's in a weakened state. I can't be even more of a burden to her by letting something like this happen. Try to make my arms move. If I'm going to escape, I have to do something about these ropes around my wrists. The door opens. I go still just as Ilya enters the room.
Oh, you finally woke up? Morning, brother. How are you feeling?
Ilya's not acting at all like she had earlier. The coldness in her eyes is gone, and she's back to acting like the cheerful girl she'd been at the park the other day.
What's wrong? You don't look so good. You still can't move? That's weird. You should at least be able to talk by now.
Ilya peers into my face looking puzzled. She seems genuinely concerned for me. I'm fine, I can talk, and my mind's clear enough to understand that I've been captured.
Oh, are you complaining? Did you know prisoners are usually supposed to go into the basement cell? But I felt bad at the thought of doing that to you, so I brought you to my room.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but at least I understand what's going on a little better. I'm getting a clearer picture of what happened. I've been captured and this is where you live. I speak flatly, trying to kill my emotions. Until I understand completely what's happening here, I just need to listen.
That's right. Remember I told you I live in a castle in a forest? This is a castle in the middle of a big forest. There's nothing else around. It takes a few hours by car just to get to your city. There's no chance of a rescue out here, and nobody will come bother us either.
I see. Okay, but why did you do this? If you were gonna kill me, you could have done it at the park.
Why would I? I don't intend to kill you. You're mine. I'll kill the other masters, but you're special. I locked you up here so that nobody could bother us.
Oh my gosh. I find myself recoiling. Ilya pushes her face closer to me, ignoring my agitation. Ilya, what are you? I know it's inappropriate, but no. I'm not reading this out.
Yep, I know it. You're special, Shiro. Hey, wanna be my servant? If you say you'll be my servant, I won't kill you. If you just nod, I'll spare you.
Ilya's words are so pure and heartfelt. I know that if I nod even once, it'll be a choice I cannot make, and I will absolutely come to regret it. On the other hand, if I refuse, that purity will turn into pure wickedness. With Ilya leaning so close, my mind grinds to a shrieking halt. She's not saying this just because she likes me. This is more like an interrogation, no matter whether I want to live or die.
This is a no-brainer. You don't have Saber anymore. You don't have a way of fighting. That means there's no reason for you to remain a master.
No, Saber hasn't disappeared yet, and I'm not going to let it happen.
Oh, really? But it would be so easy to kill you in your state. Just give in and stay here. If you stay by my side forever, I'll protect you forever.
Ilya presses close against me. I'm not sure what will happen if I refuse, but I still can't agree. I can't. Step away, Ilya. No matter what you say, Ilya presses her index finger to my lips. She giggles in amusement and watches me in my bewilderment.
You really don't understand. Listen, you're like a bird in a cage. It's my decision whether to keep you alive or kill you. You shouldn't say anything that might make me mad. I've waited 10 years for this. Killing you quickly would just be boring.
What? Ilia talks like she's asking for a toy. The sheer cold-heartedness in her voice sends a shiver down my spine.
This is your last chance, brother. I'm only asking this one more time.
Ilia's eyes shine with hope.
Shiro, be mine.
Ilia's tone is bewitching and brooks no refusal. I mean, she might kill me if I say no. But I want to say no. I gotta say no. Shiro would say no. Shiro would say no. Shiro would say no, right? So I gotta say no. I don't need to even think about it. And shit, even if I have only have so much patience, even I only have so much patience, every single one of them is sure Saber's gonna disappear. Saber won't disappear. I'm gonna fight with her until the end. I can't let this destroy the oath we made. Ilia, I can't do what you're asking me to. I have Saber. As long as Saber's around, I'm gonna keep fighting as a master. A soft gasp. For a second, her red eyes snapped open as if she'd just gone into rigor mortis.
Oh. So you're going to betray me too, Shiro?
Ilia backs away. Oh my gosh. I use a command spell to summon Saber. She looks down, but maintains her composure.
Fine. If you're not going to listen to me, I'm not going to listen to you either. I've been letting you do whatever you want, but that ends now.
Ilia's voice is dripping with hostility now. There's something terrible lurking beneath that malice.
Wait right here. Allow me just a minute.
Wait! What are you gonna do, Ilia?
Oh, nothing. I'm just going to go kill Saber and Reen. If I kill the two of them, that'd make you feel kind of guilty, right?
What? Don't be ridiculous. Saber and Tosaka have nothing to do with this. I'm only saying I can't be with you for my own reasons.
Oh, really? Well, I'm still killing them. Once that's over, it'll be your turn. If you won't be mine, you're useless to me.
I hear Ilia's footsteps moving off. Ilia's serious. She really means to go kill Saber and Tosaka. Stop, Ilia! Saber and Tosaka have nothing to do with this! I'm the one you captured, so if you're gonna hate someone, just hate me. You don't need to kill them.
I have a reason. I can't leave any other masters alive. Isn't that how the Holy Grail Wars work?
You dummy! Don't talk about killing people like it's so easy. You should never do that. You're a kid. You shouldn't even be thinking about this kind of thing. Ilia stares at me in disbelief.
Too late. I've already killed a master, brother.
Is that possible? Could she have killed the teacher? Because she hasn't killed Reen. I doubt she's killed Shinji, although she could have off-screen Shinji. I think it's possible. I think it's possible that she killed the teacher. I always forget what his name is. My brain's saying Soichiro, but I don't know where that name's coming from. Who is that? Soichiro. Soichiro is from Death Note. Yeah. Wow, I don't know why I was remembering a Death Note character right now. Oh no, Soichiro Kuzuki. Yeah, no, that is his name. Okay. So yeah, Soichiro Kuzuki. Maybe? Possibly? I don't think she killed Kirei. She sounds so joyful as she says it.
Yesterday, though, I thought you were going to take care of him, so I didn't expect to do it.
Oh, maybe Shinji then? What? In that instant, I surprisingly understand exactly what she's talking about. Lily was in the building last night, which means she must have seen the master running for his life as the perfect prey. Is she off-screen Shinji? Ilya, you didn't.
Sorry, I only did it because you didn't. I don't actually like taking other people's stuff.
She doesn't sound guilty at all. My throat's really itchy today, so this is tough. It probably meant nothing to her. It makes me realize something. I've probably known this since the moment we first met. She really doesn't know the difference between good and evil. That innocent laugh is just as much Ilya as the merciless laugh I hear now. It's not that Ilya has a devil on one shoulder and an angel on the other. Ilya, however angelic she may look, is a devil.
Well, I'm off. When I get back, it'll be your turn, so do your best to escape.
Daring me to escape.
Then again, a little bird in captivity will remain in captivity because it can't escape. Knowing you, you won't be able to escape this little cage.
Damn. Ilya leaves. She's absolutely right, of course. She knows nothing of threats or tactics, so she just says what's true. But I can't stay here forever. I need to escape and meet up with Saber before Ilya can attack her. Ugh! I shake myself, trying to loosen the ropes around my wrists. Maybe she really doesn't think I can escape. There's no one else here. If I'm not being watched, even I can manage to get out of some ropes, but... Damn. I still can't. My body just won't listen to me. My limbs move, but they're heavy as lead, and just trying to move at all is exhausting. Ilya knew I couldn't escape because of this. I can't move like this. Even if I get out of the rope, I won't be able to escape the room if I can hardly move. My whole body feels heavy, not because I'm tired. Yeah, I haven't been able to move since I looked into Ilya's eyes. They must be mystic eyes. I hear truly superior mages can perform some sort of magecraft just by making eye contact with their target. Restraint is a common effect of mystic eyes, so that's probably what's going on here. Eyes are how we take in visual information, and so are susceptible to suggestion and spells. And that's why most mages employ some sort of protection on their eyes to block out other mages' magecraft. Tosaka would be so mad if she found out all it took to paralyze me was a suggestion, not even a spell. Well, at least that was from mystic eyes learned through magecraft. Some monsters are born with mystic eyes and don't even need to lock eyes with their target. I hear all they need to do is look to use whatever ability they have, but it's also extremely rare for people to have powers like that. And, luckily, Ilya's mystic eyes aren't unique or special, they're just a means of sending magical energy at a target. And that means there has to be a way to dispel the effect. Ilya's magical energy is invading my nerves, preventing me from moving. If I can get rid of that magical energy, that should fix my paralysis. It's simple. If there's a build-up of mud, then all I have to do is flush it out to clean it out. I close my eyes and focus inward on my own body. I may not have the skill to detect and remove foreign magical energy that's invaded my body, but I don't need anything like that, as long as I'm dealing with magical energy that hasn't become a curse or taken root in my body. If Ilya's magical energy is lingering, stagnant in my body, I just need a strong flow of magical energy through my body to flush it out. Well, he knows a surprising amount. I always think of Shiro as like, you know, he always has to have everything explained to him, but especially in the game, like in the show, they need someone to have the stuff explained to them. There's no narrator in the show, so I guess they have to use Shiro as the audience surrogate. But in the visual novel, we can just use his thoughts to explain shit to us. Sorry, it's crude, but it's all I can do. I apologize to my body for what I'm about to put it through. All I have to do is focus on my daily routine, the ritual where I force a foreign nerve down my spine. No, not anymore. I don't need to build it from scratch anymore. Now all I have to do is flip the switch in my head. Instead of creating a magical circuit in my body, I just have to switch my nerves into a magic circuit. I murmur the spell to focus myself. You don't use spells to change the world around you. They're to be used on yourself, to empower you to change the world. That is interesting. For mages, they're a way to initiate a kind of self-transformation. Spells are the first, most basic magecraft used to create a mystic just for you, a command that will only work on you. Basic structure. Analysis. My blood flow accelerates. Power builds in my blood. My body is becoming a machine for circulating magical energy. Probably thanks to the gem Tosaka made me swallow. Normally this would take me at least an hour. Now I'm able to do it almost instantly. Composition. Analysis. I don't even need to flip my switch at this rate. I can just let the magical energy circulate and let my hands go. Actually, I say flip the switch, but I still haven't found the switch to begin with. Heat rushes into me. I try to get control over my pounding heart, and my hands slip from the bucking reins. Blood spurts from my mouth. I must have opened a vein or torn something inside myself. Oh my god. I channeled enough magical energy to flush out the mud that had invaded me, so it's no wonder I'm throwing up blood. Luckily, I don't feel any pain. Maybe I'm not in pain because of that self-healing thing I have? It's an abnormality in my body that I still don't understand, but I'm delighted to have it at a time like this. I thought he would have had to have been close to Saber for that to work, though. The ability to heal any non-fatal wound is my biggest and only strength right now. I do need to be careful not to rely on it too much, though. I mean, you say non-fatal, but you don't know what it is. I know it is non-fatal, but Shiro shouldn't know that. You know, it's possible to heal fatal wounds as well. You just haven't taken any. Since I still have no idea how it works, relying on it too much risks losing it all. So I can't rely on miracles I don't understand. Okay, now there's just a rope. I undo the rope. My wrists were bruised, but I wasn't bound tightly enough to cut off circulation. I don't think Ilya tied me up, but I wasn't bound very tightly. Besides, I doubt it was Ilya who carried me in here anyway. Who here other than Ilya might not be all that strong? Definitely wasn't Berserker. If he'd tied me up, he'd have snapped my hands right off. It was one of the maids. I rise to my feet as I try to crack a joke. Ouch! I can control my body, but I pushed it too far. While I may not be injured, magical energy is raging through my body. Just moving around is likely to tear my insides up. It's probably the pain. Dizziness and nausea rack my entire body, and I have no feeling at the ends of my arms and legs. I'm not getting to get home before Ilya gets back, not like this. Why am I being such a coward? I don't have time for that kind of thinking. I slap my cheeks and start walking. What? As soon as I lean against the wall and start towards the door, I hear something on the other side of the wall. Footsteps. More than one set of footsteps. People are approaching my door and talking. They stop right in front of my door. Someone's on patrol. Damn, and at the worst possible moment. There's no time to hide. I need to... Oh! I didn't mean to do that! 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 Oh, well, okay. I think I've spoiled myself that it was the right decision to make Saber happy, because I got a Saber love heart there. But oh my gosh. Did I get the... Yeah, I got the Saber love heart here as well. From the I can't leave Saber alone. I'm romancing this bitch. But I also see that Saber's in that picture. I don't mean to spoil myself on this stuff. I was gonna go back and undo it because I didn't mean to click it, but now that I've seen that it seems like this is the right choice for Saber to get here, I can't hide. I don't have time for that anyway. I need to get back out there just as fast as I can and get back to Saber. The door opens. I push myself up against the wall right behind the door. Huh? The scout opens the door but doesn't enter the room. Hold on. The chair is visible from that entrance even without coming in. Whoever's peeking in will know what's going on just from seeing the empty chair where I'm supposed to be sitting. Ah, crap. If they call for backup right now, escaping will get a lot harder. I'm just gonna have to hurry out and take on whoever's on patrol. I push off from the wall and rush toward the door, and then... They must have figured out I was hiding because they step into the room as soon as I jump out. Take that! No chance of stopping now. Whoever I'm up against, I just need to knock them out and escape. Halt! If you reply, I may spare your... Shiro? I had that spoiled for me by looking at the thing. Anyway, this is a good cliffhanger for me to come back to. this will be the end of, I think, the video. I think I've got enough for a full video now. This will be the end of the video. At the start of this video, it was really difficult to talk with the voices there. Now that I've gotten more used to it, I think I can do it and not get too distracted. There's still some times where I'm getting kind of distracted halfway through the line, and like because I'm also trying to listen to the voices and like hear how they're delivering it. There's times where I'm getting distracted halfway through the line, and then the line doesn't fully go into my head, and I have to read it again in my head. But as I said, I got some practice the other day with it, and now I've practiced a bit with this as well. I feel like the start of this session, I probably took in less information because I was still getting used to it. Now I think I can probably keep these voices on for the rest of the game. I think it seems to be working right now. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, I feel like we're making some significant progress in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if we're over halfway done at this point. I don't know how close we are to the end, but it seems like we're easily over halfway, but we'll see. But yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.